It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Friday, the 28th of November. I'm Michael Groff. Hope everybody out there had a very happy Thanksgiving and that you're enjoying your holiday weekend. Whatever your plans are out and about, the weather is not going to be a problem for you, at least through Sunday. Dry conditions, temperatures will remain a little bit above seasonal averages statewide. A cooling trend will begin to take place, though, especially as we head into next week. But will that be accompanied by any unsettled weather? Some valley rain, some mountain snow. We'll talk about all of that and so much more. But before we do, it is Friday after all, and that means it's Photo Friday here. That's where we take a look at some of the photos and or videos that you guys have submitted. Now, being that it is a holiday week, well, we're pretty light on content, but let's check it out here. First up, David Parnell. Last Saturday night, the time, McClintock High School, the place. The 2A semifinals looks like football. And, you know, that's football weather. What can you say? Some light rain, temperatures in the upper 50s. Certainly beats what we have early in the season when temps are in the 90s or even above 100 degrees. So I think most people would take that. Yeah, it's a little wet. It's a little chilly if you're kind of just watching, though. Then Chad down in Sierra Vista. That's a beautiful sunset. Arizona. It doesn't matter. If we don't have any storms to take a look at, if we don't have anything else going on, one thing you can always count on is that Arizona will deliver on those sunrises and sunsets. And good to see those. So thank you for sending those in. And we go international. Zane down in Brisbane, Australia. They've had some interesting weather down there. Of course, now, as mentioned, they're transitioning into summer as we move toward winter. And yeah, the weather's going to get kind of active down there. They had some strong thunderstorms. They had some hail and all sorts of things going on down there. And he sent in an interesting picture here. Let me get to this. This is not his picture. Someone sent this to him. This is a hailstone there that measured 12 centimeters. Now, quick math from me, I believe that's 4.8 inches. My goodness, that is huge hail. Believe it or not, yes, Australia can get some severe weather. We always think of the United States as being the severe weather capital of the world, but it certainly can happen elsewhere. And big hail like that, my goodness, that is enormous. All right, well, that's it for Photo Friday. If you have any photos or videos that you'd like to submit to us, groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal or that PayPal email address. Also PayPal. GROFFshow@gmail.com for Photo Friday. All right, let's get to it. The almanac from yesterday. 78 degrees was the high temperature for your Thanksgiving. It was a bit warm out there, but once that sun goes down this time of the year, it cools off quickly. That morning low of 52, 71, and 49 are now the averages. 87 degrees, that record high temperature. Fortunately, we missed that by quite a bit. As we take a look outside right now at 11:10 a.m., mostly sunny sky out there. We're sitting at 68 degrees at Sky Harbor, dew points at 45, relative humidity 43%, the winds are light, and the barometer is falling. As we check the satellite out here across the southwest, we put this in motion for you, and you can see what's been going on lately. And yeah, we had some high clouds come through here yesterday, but other than that, no real sensible weather, and a few high clouds are across the area today, but for the most part, the skies will be sunny to mostly sunny for the rest of the day today, mostly clear tonight, and we'll continue with mostly clear sky over the weekend. Now, a weather system will drop in from the north across the Intermountain West later this weekend. We'll talk about that and the implications on our weather, but for now, high pressure, above average heights, and that's going to continue for a little while. All right, the watch warning map. We've got winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings extending from Montana through the Dakotas, Nebraska, parts of Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana, Michigan, and even into the eastern Great Lakes. Those snowflakes are flying. Must be late November, right? Elsewhere, we do have an air quality alert issued here for the Phoenix area and much of Maricopa County. That's in effect through 9 p.m. this evening, and that's for that PM 2.5, that fine particulate pollution. So those of you like me who are asthma sufferers or have any sort of respiratory issues, allergies, whatever the case, the elderly and young children might want to limit your outdoor activities during this time. I know I've been feeling it the last few days, not just because I've been sick, for a while and battling the laryngitis and the upper respiratory kind of cold thing. But yeah, the air quality has been a little bit bad. And with the stagnant air that we have in place, it's going to remain so probably for a little while. And, it always gets a little bit worse here in the winter, especially once we get those inversions that take shape. Convective outlook for today. We don't anticipate any organized severe weather, but some thunder possible over parts of the southern and central plains states. The tropics, look, we're just about done with the hurricane season. I mean, we really kind of are anyway, but technically it does run through the 30th, so we just give you these updates just to let you know what's going on. No activity expected in the Atlantic, the Caribbean, the Gulf, the East Pacific. Conditions will remain extremely quiet and should remain so until sometime in the late spring or next summer. All right, the precipitation outlook around here valid through Friday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, yeah, we might see a few hundredths of an inch. And across the eastern half of the state, I suppose maybe some spot could pick up as much as a tenth of an inch. But by and large, conditions are expected to be dry, at least for the next 7 days. There's a little bit of a caveat to this that we're going to talk about as we get to the models right now, see what the future may hold. Here we go. This is the GFS. It's the 12Z run. This is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon, and this is the upper look at 500 millibars. That's about 18,000 feet up. All right, you got that big trough over eastern North America kind of departing. Got a ridge that's flattening out here over the southwest. The heights are beginning to come down, and a huge ridge over the northeast Pacific and up into Alaska. So what it all means for us down at the surface for the rest of the day today: sunny to mostly sunny. High temperatures will top out once again in the mid 70s here in Phoenix. Just another glorious day. Get out and enjoy it. Doors, windows open. Air conditioner, probably not really going to need that too much. I suppose if you have a 2-story house like we do over here at Studio B, it does get a little warm upstairs in the afternoon. But other than that, I mean, just a gorgeous day. For tonight, the sky is clear. The air is dry. Overnight lows will drop into the mid 40s to low 50s here in Phoenix. Of course, way below freezing across northern Arizona with lows in the 20s for places like Flagstaff and the Grand Canyon and Window Rock, and 30s elsewhere across the high country. And for tomorrow, it's basically the same forecast. Sunny sky here in Phoenix. High temperatures might nose down a degree or two, and still holding in the mid 70s. Sunday, highs will remain in the low to mid 70s. The sky will remain mostly sunny, and we do have a system that's approaching us from the north. We've talked about this for a while. The model trends continue to show this system sliding through the Intermountain West. The tail end of it will move through the Four Corners. I suppose, in theory, on Sunday night, early Monday morning, there might be a snow shower or a rain shower across parts of northern and northeast Arizona. Maybe up around Flagstaff, I suppose you could see some flurries. But really, this is going to come through in fairly dry fashion and without much fanfare. We'll see a few clouds with it as well Sunday night, Monday, but that's about it. Speaking of Monday, high temperatures will top out still probably the low 70s here in Phoenix, upper 60s, low 70s, and we'll see a very slow cool down as we go into next week. Highs, upper 60s, close to 70 on Tuesday, and maybe subtract another couple of degrees on Wednesday. Now, there is some forecast uncertainty that comes in here by the middle and latter part of next week. And that revolves around an upper low that kind of gets stuck out there off of the Southern California, Northern Baja coast. And what happens with that feature could determine if we have any unsettled weather coming in here by the latter part of next week. Another system is also expected at the same time by about Wednesday or Thursday. Let me show you. This is a week from today. This is not a week from today. This is Thursday. The days get confused on these holidays. This is Thursday. And yeah, a system drops in from the north. Our little upper low that's to the west may get absorbed into that system, or it may remain cut off from the flow and gradually move our way. Depending on what happens, this could result in some precipitation across parts of Arizona. If we have a more progressive system that slides by to the north and kind of leaves that upper low just hanging out there to the west, well, then we probably won't see much precipitation at all across Arizona. If that system slows down a bit, we get this upper low that sort of drifts in here and get some time to pull some moisture into the southwest, we might see some more widespread precipitation by Thursday and Friday of next week. But, it's too far out right now to really have any sort of ideas to exactly how that's going to play out. So for now, we've introduced some very low chances of precipitation on Thursday, and that's how we're going to keep the forecast for now until we get some better model clarity on this, because certainly the Euro and the Euro AI is painting in a slightly deeper upper low and a slower system that comes through and gives us slightly better chances of precipitation. The GFS does not show that, however. And we just haven't seen good consistency on these models. Temperatures will trend down a bit. Again, mid to upper 60s for highs for next Thursday. And that's really in line with where we ought to be here as we're in early December at this point. All right, now we're a week from today. This is Friday, the 5th of December. And the GFS shows that aforementioned system kind of off to the east now. We're under a dry northerly flow and conditions are quiet. Temperatures probably still holding somewhere in the mid 60s, I suppose, if that's right. Saturday the 6th, that system's moving out. High pressure is off the west coast, northwesterly flow aloft. Temperatures would warm up a little bit. Out 10 days, Sunday the 7th, and high pressure is to the west, northwest flow aloft. Heights coming up. Temperatures probably at or maybe even just slightly above seasonal averages if this verifies. And again, there's certainly some model spread out here, so we'll keep that in mind. All right, looking at rainfall for Phoenix. This goes out through the 12th of December. This is off of the GFS ensemble. The mean is about a half an inch, but big model spread here. Again, we've been talking about this for a while too. You got some models. This is a 31-member ensemble. Some of them have 0. Some of them are up at an inch and 2 inches. The Euro ensemble, it's the same thing. The mean is up there 2/3, 3/4 of an inch. And, you got 51 members here. Some show nothing. Some are way up over an inch to 2 inches. Euro AI ensemble, again, there's a number of members that show nothing. You got others that are up at, again, 2 inches. The ensemble mean, 2/3 of an inch or so, half to 3/4 of an inch. So, these have trended a little drier, but still are holding on to the idea of some precipitation out here sometime in that medium range, 7 to 10 days and beyond. And at this point, I don't know if the pattern favors that or not, but there's these closed lows, these cutoff lows, and those are always so difficult to forecast. So we'll see. All right, temperatures off the national blend of models. The trend is down a bit, but the NBM doesn't even have us with highs in the 60s at all. It keeps us at 70 or above pretty much for the entirety of this period. I suspect temps will probably get just slightly lower than what's shown here, but either way, a fairly lengthy period of temperatures at or slightly above seasonal averages still looks likely as we move into the month of December. And speaking of that, let's take a look at the CPC outlook, the Climate Prediction Center outlook for the 8 to 14 day period. This goes December 5th through the 11th. And if this is correct, temperatures here across the Southwest would be above seasonal averages. Precipitation would be still skewed toward above average. Very interesting. The CPC is still keeping the probabilities weighted toward above average precipitation here across Arizona. So, and certainly that is possible if a couple of these cutoff lows kind of get stuck here over the Southwest in the right position, right along the Southern California coast or parked over Southern California. We could certainly see some rain. That does happen sometimes this time of the year, but we will see. All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back here tomorrow morning, and should you happen to enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell. Leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. And of course, if you really enjoy what we do here and you want to support the channel, well, by all means, click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube and make a contribution to us that way, or via PayPal. Mentioned that earlier. groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address. groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. Yes, that's also the same address for Photo Friday. And our Venmo, that's also linked up down in the description as well. Michael-Groff-37. Just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? That's our Venmo. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my OAO, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona. Talking about my Michelle, check her out. Blogs, videos, everything Michelle related, Kylie related, Adriana related. It's all linked up down in the description below, so be sure to check that out. Our streaming station available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music and have a lot of fun over there with that. And I want you to check out Dan at the Courtroom Files YouTube channel. The Courtroom Files on YouTube, or courtroomfiles.com for all your Courtroom Files merch. Dan does an amazing job with that channel and all of his merchandise, so I highly encourage you to check all of that out. Okay, what else is there? That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, all of your continued support. All of your well wishes. I am getting better. Still got the cough. My voice is about, 85%. It's coming back. I don't have the high voice. Not going to be doing any singing anytime here. Not for the next few days, probably. But we're getting it back. We're coming back. We're on the mend. That's good. And so again, thank you guys for all of that. Thanks again to Michelle for filling in for a couple of days while I've been kind of sick here. And I really do appreciate that as well. All right. You guys be safe and have yourselves a great Friday and a wonderful weekend.